So last weekend I'm whoa! Whoa! Well. We are gonna be doing shoulder checks because we forgot to put our mirrors on after the track day. Here's the problem. I gotta sneak out while I can. Next weekend, the mother-in-law is visiting. And I won't have time then. Well, I got no subject for a motor vlog, and I'm scrambling to sneak in a ride between the check off on the honeydew list, and I realize that the subject of this motor vlog is time, or the lack thereof. I know that the discussion of time, or not enough time to do this and that, is mostly first world problems. Back when I was unemployed, plenty of time. No money, plenty of time. So last weekend I'm whoa! Well, that's interesting. Where was it? There it is. There was a tire iron in the road. Okay, it's by the base of the tree. Okay. Just when you think you won't have any material for a motor vlog. No mirrors. This is going to be fun. Last weekend, it was a good time. I did another track day at Circuit of the Americas with Ride Smart Motorcycle School. Now, as some of you may already know, I shoot promotional videos for them and shoot, edit, narrate, write copy, and for that I get a free track day. So that's the deal there. That leads me to another subject. It is time to lift the bike back up. This bike was lowered when I bought it. The problem is, I'm leaning over so far now that I'm running out of room. I'm dragging more toe than knee, and I'm dragging shin and peg and muffler. And the other problem is that the bike is out of balance. I'm not sure which it is, but it's like 1.5 inches in the front and 2 inches in the back. Okay, so I'm picking up parts from Woods Fun Center. I don't know if you can see it back there. I had to put a part in the backpack, one of these things, and I can't frickin' lift my head up. This is bad. Great. All right, let's film the action. Oops. So, back to time. Well, I gotta find time to go through all the raw footage, B-roll, interviews. So I gotta find time to do that, and we're short-staffed at work. One of the guys in the engineering department left for another job. On top of that, every day is brain ache day. I've never been in the broadcast industry, and now that I work for CBS Austin, there is a shit ton to learn. Every day I got new stuff thrown at me. I pick up some of it, pick up more the next time around. A lot of work. So that takes time away from editing. The channel takes a hit. I do like the look with the no mirrors, but I kind of like being able to tell what's going on behind me. Time for this, time for that, no time for the other thing. And with the hours I'm working and the steep learning curve, I go home and I'm like, yeah. So that's my world in a nutshell. But let's not talk about me, let's talk about you. So what do you think of me? Since we're not talking about me anymore, what's he doing? Let's talk about Whitey Bulger.
James Whitey Bulger was an American organized crime boss, gangster, and FBI informant who led the Winter Hill Gang in the Winter Hill district of Somerville, outside of Boston, Massachusetts.
Now, Whitey Bulger was a Irish mafioso in Boston, specifically Charleston and the Winter Hill Gang back in the 70s, 80s, 90s.
You spilled the secret family recipe today. Maybe you spill a little something about me tomorrow.
He was recently murdered in prison. And it was some nasty ass stuff, according to TMZ. They tried to cut his tongue out, and they gouged his eyes out, and the bastard was in a wheelchair. And when I say bastard, you got to look up the history of Whitey Bulger. Now, I followed him because I grew up in the area, and everybody knew about Whitey Bulger. He became an informant, quote-unquote informant, for the FBI. Problem is, his handler at the FBI was a crooked cop, you know, who grew up in the area, knew Whitey Bulger, so he had an inside man, and basically, Whitey Bulger never actually provided any useful information to the FBI. And so he was allowed to run free and commit murders basically under the protection of the FBI. And this went on for years. And eventually his FBI handler was arrested and convicted. And but before that, he apparently tipped off Whitey Bulger. And Whitey Bulger went on the lam for years. And he was eventually caught living the quiet life in, I believe, San Diego, and convicted of murder and racketeering. And just this past week, he done got killed by another mafiosi who didn't like snitches.
Now remember, kids, crime doesn't pay.
And that's concludes our broadcast day.
Like and subscribe.